Hi and welcome back to the channel. This part 3 of the Saga Age of Magic 8-Point Community Challenge. And I'm joined today by Jamie, who in a momentarily will be talking about the warband that we've been putting together, or he's been putting together for this challenge. But more on that in a moment. Well, it's been nearly finished her night haunts for the Undead Legions in Age of Magic. All she has left to do, I think, is a little bit of basing.
A little bit of basing on some of the cavalry, and then that'll be ready. I'm pretty sure she's going to put a video out showcasing it.
Yeah, she'll do a video and that showcasing all her force and that for you guys to have a look at and take. Although she already started it a couple of years ago when the Age of Magic first come out and that for this, but so she's got a jump on us really at the moment.
Yeah, going to be having that.
Not fair, is it? Eh? Sneaky. Anyway.
She'll be playing goblins.
Yeah, exactly. You'll notice that some of the figures here are a bit of blue tack on them, which is the sorcerer in the front here and Carl Franz, the wings on the griff there. That's just purely so we can take them off and paint them up separately and then glue them back on afterwards. So if the wings do droop or drop, that's the reason why. It's just blue tacked on at the moment to show you guys. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Jamie and he can talk about his warband.
Yep, so going forward, we got the Great Kingdoms list. So I built it on an old Empire list, just because I've had them in my collection for a little while, getting through some of the plastic pile, but also just being able to tweak it just slightly, just to make a little bit of narrative in there. So to begin with, we've got our leader. This is a normal leader on horseback. He is actually the Leopold the Black figure that Forge World used to do. But now in Cities of Sigmar and in the Age of Sigmar game, you can't put a general on a horse, or you can't put a battle mage on a horse. You can be on a griffin, but not on a horse. So it gave a use to get that figure out, and the main reason why I put him in there is I want to actually be able to use that figure. Next up, we've got Sorcerer on Horse, as mentioned earlier. Now this one's a bit of a conversion job I've done. I say conversion, it's just putting a couple of kits together, but it's actually the battle mage from the griffin kit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pin him to the horse. The horse I'm using is an old Bretonian horse. So I'm going to green stuff a saddle, because obviously his way he's moulded is to fit on a griffin rather than on a horse. So make a green stuff saddle, pin him into the horse, and obviously they'll fit a bit better. And what I might do is go through some old kits I've got. I might even look at Space Marines and put in the parchments, cut off the tops of the seals and use that as parchments.
Yeah, the purity seals and that, you know.
Just cut the very top bit off, the actual seal. And that could be something like scrolls, or some spells he knows, or just bits like that, just to give a bit more decoration in there.
I think some of my Dark Angels still got stuff in on the actual sprue. There's some bits and pieces of books.
Yeah, but that's Dark Angels.
There's only one decent Space Marine army.
Moving on from there, we got Unit 8 Warriors. These are armed with swords and shields. And in there, we're using the Forge World Empire Command set they used to do, with the Banner Bearer and the leader there.
I do like the leader. I think the leader's really nice.
It's just a lot more characterful rather than the guy with a sword going like that, or like that, or just these generic poses. But I don't think Empire are going to get some new figures anytime soon.
No.
Moving on from there, we've got a unit of 6 levy in here. They're handgunners. Now the reason why there's only 6 and not 12 is because in Age of Magic, what I've done is I've put a cannon in there. Now instead of paying the points, you're using your points and your manpower rather than actually points cost. So I could have done 4 warriors or 6 levy. Now I've only got 10 handgunners, so not 12. So it made more sense to drop the handgunners put in there. And obviously it's an Empire army. You've got to have a gun in there somewhere.
Definitely.
Moving on from there, we've got our unit of creatures. There's 2 creatures here, and what I'm actually using is the Ogre Iron Guts from Games Workshop, just because I think you get a lot more shields and stuff in there. So some Empire and Dwarven shields, they're a lot more armoured, and I feel like I could fit them into the list of my theme of my army a bit better than just the normal ogres that they do. But there's some great figures, and I've tried to make some characters. We've got the Butcher and the Gutsman sort of things. So add a little bit more character in there, because obviously I'm not going to be able to use them in Age of Sigmar with this stuff, so might as well make them a bit fun in there. Moving on from there, we've got the crux of the army. Now this is 3 units of mounted Hearthguard on quadrupeds. These are actually Demigriff Knights kits that Games Workshop do. I love these figures. I've always wanted to do a Griffin-y based Charge of the Griffins army. I know you've always wanted the Howling Griffin Space Marine army. Well, this is the closest we're going to get at the minute. It's the whole of these Griffins. So as I said, 3 units of 4 mounted Hearthguard all in there. coming down as the main charge in there.
Yeah, very powerful.
And then, by no means least, we move on to the last element, which is actually my Scourge. As we've mentioned, Carl Franz is in the list. He's winged, so we fit best as a Scourge. I wanted to put him as the leader, but obviously base sizing permitted. It was got to get him in there somewhere, and that's the way I found to put him in. But that's it. I think that's the overview of the army overall.
Yeah, it's very good, mate. I think definitely a nice sizable force, and I think when this is done and Mel's done her night wants, it's going to be two really good battles and that with the force you got there, and hopefully in that we can meet up with you guys and that, and you can have games and that with ease. We would like to do a third warband. Unfortunately, we are pushing to try and do it. Time at the moment through June and July, for all of us, work-wise commitments and other commitments we've got planned, may take precedence. But if we do, it'll be my warband, and I'm toying with doing a legendary force from the
Lords of the Wild.
Lords of the Wild, that's it. In there is a Minotaur force. Now I'm thinking about substituting the Minotaurs and actually doing an Ogres force. So,
except for these two. You can't have these two.
Yeah, I can. They're mine.
No, I bought them.
And so that's what I'm toying with doing. So if I've got time, we'll put that together, and then obviously it'll be the 3 war bands and that within this challenge. So without further ado, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the end of this, and obviously we'll do a pan over and that way you'll get some sense of what Jamie was talking about within the force. And hope your project's going well. We're enjoying also all your Age of Magic videos you're doing.
Really
brilliant. Yeah, really good
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, really good stuff. And until next time, guys, please stay safe and happy wargaming.